Happy with the win, and obviously didn't start out the right way. And I give credit to UCF. I think they did some really cool things and probably put our defense a little bit on our heels. It's good for us, and I mean that just shows how smart Scott is as a coach and offensive mind. He was able to put us in some compromising positions with our coverages, and so it's good that we saw that because we got to fix it for next time. But hats off to them. After that 14-0 start, I think we went on to control it 41-7. So that was a nice response by the team, and we made some really cool things happen. I'm happy for the seniors more than anything that we were able to get the win for them. But had some really cool things happen in this game. Really want to use it as some momentum going into next week. And now that it's here, we can talk about next week and talk about all that stuff. And I'm excited about the opportunity to play in the playoffs, all that stuff. So play for the conference championship and everything else. And I think we're, the next best team to be in 12-0 is 11-1. That's what we are, and losing to the fifth-ranked team in the country. We're looking forward to the rematch. And I know Coach McGuire is going to have his guys ready. And we got to make sure that we use all the time between now and the game next week and get our guys ready to play that game. But we're really excited about the opportunity and to be in this position. And so looking forward to the matchup. But in this game, proud of all the guys and the leadership that we have in our on our team. Even though we had some adversity, the guys didn't lose faith. They just rallied around it and didn't panic. And I like the response. And then the rest is the rest is what we said, 41-7. And so I'd like to see us start faster next time. But again, UCF, we've been in that position before where you're trying to win your sixth game and extend the season, get bowl eligible. We were in that position a few years ago. So I think we started fast against Oklahoma State, and they had to rally and beat us in the double overtime game. And so I know that there's a lot of guys there that their season's done, and so a lot of respect to them and their coaches, and they'll be back. I mean, it's been a lot of fun playing in this conference, and so those matchups are never easy. And so well-coached teams, tough teams, and I think that's going to prepare us. Everything's going to prepare us for this matchup that we have next weekend. So, what questions do you guys have for me?
Kalani, the last time that you guys played for a conference championship game here was when you were a fullback here. What was that experience like, and what can you draw on from that experience to kind of help prepare your guys the right way on Saturday?
Oh, you're testing my memory now and how the guys. You're talking about when we talked when I played. There wasn't any. It wasn't even HD, so I don't think you want to look at the film. But no, it was great moments. It's another game, but it's a game that everything's counting on it. The winner wins the conference, and so we fought hard, and we talked about. I talked to the team earlier this year, and we set a goal. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, but we said we want to be 12-0, and everybody in that room believed we can get it done. And so we said that from the beginning, and we reminded ourselves in August that that's what we wanted to get done. And then we started working on it in January, though. So I appreciate all the hard work from all the seniors and the upperclassmen and the coaches. I mean, I just got to give a lot of credit to the coaches and what they've been able to accomplish. Won a lot of games in the last couple of years, and then played some really tough teams, and so they should be really proud of what they've been able to accomplish. Now that we're here, last year we were kind of feeling sad that we weren't in the championship game, man, and because it came down to a tiebreaker and all that stuff, and so it just felt good to try to just have this game and make sure that we lock it up. And now that we can get back on the redemption trail, trying to get back that game that we didn't do so well in Lubbock, and now it's a neutral site. If you're still in Texas, but it's a neutral site. I think our fans will show up, and it'll be a lot of fun, and have a lot of respect for Texas Tech and their fans and their players and the coaches. So it'll be a great matchup, and looking forward to the game. But I think you already know that they're a quality team that belongs in the playoff, and I told you I wouldn't campaign about it, but I don't know what the other teams are about, because I don't know enough about what they've been able to do. But I feel good about our resume and what we can accomplish. But if we win the game next weekend, then there's no doubt that we belong in the playoffs.
With Chase out, how important was it for Parker to have the game that he did, and Carson Ryan coming up with some big catches as well?
Yeah, and Chase will be back next week. I think we made the right decision. Hold him out and be smart with his with his injury, and I think he felt good about the other guys picking up the slack, and with Cody Hagan and with Tiger and the rest of the guys, and JoJo had a good game, and then you mentioned Carson Ryan's been a great receiver for us all season long, and so I just like the way the guys have all bought into what we ask them to do. I mean, whether it's run block or run routes, and they've done everything we asked them to, and they don't complain about it, and the stats come their way, and these guys, I really appreciate them rallying around our true freshman quarterback, and he made some true freshman mistakes, but I think he's pretty accurate, and there's a couple times, I mean, it's kind of hard when you want to tell him, correct him, but he already knows, so it's like it's no fun when you're like, hey, you gotta I know, throw the ball away. It's like, all right, and I tell him, but you gotta have fun too, you know what I mean? So he's a great, I mean, he's just ultimate professional. The guy wants to work hard, and he's always learning. He's always on the tablet when he's not on the field, and so it's been so fun to see him grow throughout the season and in his true freshman year. But it's also been fun seeing everybody rally around him.
Kalani, do you feel like the fact you clinched last night may have led to some complacency early on in this game?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that feels because we all kind of figured that, once that was set, I think everybody said the championship game is set. We're all human, so, and we've never been in this position before. And I think last year I think going into the week, we're like, hey, just handle what we can handle, win the game, and we're in. And then everyone's telling us, well, you guys are in, congratulations, and you're seeing everybody post stuff about it. It's like, man, I don't know if that was the complacency. I don't think it was complacency. We made mistakes, but Scott put us in some difficult positions, and you can't just think you're going to score every possession on offense. And I mean, we missed the field goal, which is like not Will, but I'm glad that we made a field goal and or made a couple field goals for him, and so I feel good about the 50-yarder that he made, and so there's a lot that goes into it, and you'll never see Will complain about anything else but his kick. But there's a snap in the hole that goes into it too. So all those things we'll try to fix, but I don't know if I can say that it was complacency or if it was what UCF did. Maybe a combination of both. I know that we were sloppy at the beginning, and that's my job as a coach, make sure that we don't show like that. But I don't know if it was the human part of it, like, hey, we're in the championship type deal. Maybe it does. I mean, I can't sit there and say that it didn't, but we're all human.
Any chance that LJ could come back for next season? What advice do you give to players who are kind of in that camp of whether they need to come back or maybe try out the NFL draft?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to do what's best for them, and what's best for them is to make sure that we give them a farewell, then rather than not get it covered. I mean, Chase had the same thing last year. I think Maury did it too, so we just want to make sure that just cover it and make sure that we took care of them. They had a farewell and had a senior game, and then, and I think Chase didn't feel like he had to really do much today, and because he already got one. But yeah, I think we usually give out blankets, senior blankets or whatever. Yeah, just another chance to get 2 blankets for the guys, I guess. But yeah, with LJ, Keanu, Glasgow, all those guys, we want them to look at where they're going to be at the draft and then figure things out, talk to their family. But I'm always going to want what's best for them.
Coach, last night, Coach Sarkisian, after their win, said it would be a disservice to college football to leave Texas out. And not for you to comment on Texas, but why should BYU be considered over teams like those other bubble teams for a spot in the playoffs?
I don't know if it's maybe it needs to get more teams. I have no idea. And the difficulty is that there's teams that are going to be playing in a championship game and others that aren't. Maybe everyone should play a game. Maybe everybody should match up, and those that are. It would have been nice for us last year to play in a game, and even though Iowa State and Arizona State were playing the championship game, I don't think we're against that. So I don't have all the answers, and I can't really speak on the other teams. But there's a lot of really good football teams out there in all the conferences. And so I do like the system that is now because it allows more to play in it rather than when it was, a computer telling us the final two, and so we're in a much better spot now. But maybe it should expand more. And I don't know if we'll ever get to what basketball is doing, but there's some really cool things that I think all the smart people like all of you guys will figure it out. And there's like playing games and all that stuff in basketball. I mean, let's look at everybody that does tournaments and see what we can do. I have no idea, but there's great teams all over the place. Sark's a friend of mine, so I know what he's capable of doing as a coach. I can only speak for my team and what we can do. And there's a lot of teams that deserve to play in it, and I think we're one of them.
Last question. Your good friend, Kyle Whittingham, there's a chance, we haven't decided anything yet here, he hasn't, that he's coached his last game. Can you just describe what he's meant to you personally and professionally over the years?
Yeah, thanks for asking that. I mean, you know how much I love Kyle Whittingham and his family, and wouldn't be here if it weren't for him. And so, he's always been a friend, and that's always going to be there. I don't know. I know that Morgan Scalley's a friend of mine too, so I can't really speak on what they have going on there. But they've had a great year, and they're playing some great football, and but I don't know what he wants to do. I mean, he's much better at golf now, and I know he's always going to ski, and he's got a couple Harleys that he likes to ride around, but I just can't imagine him not being around football. You know what I mean? So I know that he'll. If he decides that it's time for him to hang it up and hang his whistle up, I know that he's going to do something with football. He just can't help it. But there's people like myself and a lot of guys on our coaching staff that would not be where we're at if it weren't for him. And he's done some amazing things for football in this state. I mean, he played for BYU and with his playing days deserves to be in the Hall of Fame and probably one of the few guys that can be in the Hall of Fame at both schools. And if there's anyone that deserves it, it's him.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.